All right. Welcome back, everyone. Dynasty Daddies are here again. 2024, episode 1, the kickoff of the year. We got Hugo in the house. We got Marty, and we got Danny, our newcomer here. We also got Minnie in the background on the couch.
My esteemed colleague.
Danny, congrats on being the newest one to come.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. Can't wait to see what the future holds.
Let's
Yeah,
just
excited to have him.
hope for prosperous new ownership, huh?
I think you're inheriting a team at the right moment here. So
Yeah, Alex's
You'll be
team's
all right.
on the rise, but I think he chose a weird time
I've
to leave
got
the league.
I've
but-
got some building blocks. There's some stepping stones, but there's a lot of fat that needs to be cut.
Oh.
Yeah,
Specifically, like my entire bench.
Yeah.
You were all good, but expendable.
blow
I
up,
like it.
dude.
Oh, I had a lot of draft picks. I got a lot of stabs. In
I
the
like
dark,
it.
You know.
I personally can't wait to have your team be criticized because like Alex sometimes would like get his feelings hurt about what we said, especially Steve when all Steve does is like shit on his team before. Same with like Coco and stuff. So now that Alex isn't here anymore, just to get it out of the way here, we're happy that you're here. I can't wait to talk shit to your face about your team.
Yeah, I run my mouth a
Welcome.
lot, so I have to have thick skin.
Yeah, Danny's gonna fit right in. With Danny entering though, we are saying goodbye to Alex, and all jokes aside, he will be missed. He's fun to have in the league still. Just
You've
We'll
laid
censor
the
sometime, but-
groundworks, my friend. I will bring home the trophy.
Yeah.
Not
took him
now.
years to get where he's at now.
hopefully
So
in the future, it's the goal.
R.I.P. Alex.
Right, Minnie?
yeah,
She's
Good time in his
dialing up
house.
the nasty friggin' draft. I'm telling you,
she's
that's
ready
my
to go.
chat GPT right there.
That's funny. I just can you boys still hear me over there okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
We just had a surprise guest appearance by Mr. Sean Lyman and my
Oh
esteemed
god.
so, yes. He's here in the background. He came he's a member of the audience today, so
Show yourself, Sean.
come around, Sean. This is a surprise guest that I was waiting for you guys to
We place bets on what shirt's he wearing? Oh,
There he
never
is.
mind. I was
Oh,
gonna
dude,
say
Celtics
champion
finals. Let's go.
Champion cut off.
Oh yeah,
There we go.
championship.
Yes. Sean, get the hell out of my face now.
You have your moment in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Sean's in the
business.
Dynasty League now too. This year, Marty started a new league, and Sean's in it. He's
Yeah.
getting into the Dynasty itch now.
So
Yeah, he does.
Danny, back to you. Freaking I'm excited that you're in here, bro.
Thank you. Glad
Yeah,
to be
welcome,
here.
dude.
Yeah, looking good too, dude. You were prepared.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that. Sweet suit, dude.
Dress for success. You know?
I love it, dude. Professional, just like an owner should be. Ready to take over. Good year
Oh,
to come.
don't let it fool you. I'm ready to go chew my team out after this.
He's about to fire everybody. Trades, cuts. It's coming. This is the week. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of moves in the next
The
week
only,
here,
the
especially on
only
draft
safety
day.
ones are my quarterback and kicker. You know, I just love those guys.
Yeah.
Purdy and
Dude,
Gary.
I can't believe some people still have defensive players. Freaking, it's insane to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who has that? Those people.
Vinny.
Oh,
Man,
I have a ton of defenses, but I'm gonna drop them all once. I
Yeah.
draft.
Brendan too.
I have a ton of draft picks coming. A lot of people that need to be dropped. I'm assuming
yeah,
other people. can
I
change
still have
up.
players retiring right now. Gallup's like, I'm hanging it up.
Yeah. That was so random this year.
Hanging it up or hanging him up.
Oh, geez, Marty.
Jeez Louise.
All right, moving on here.
All right.
Moving on. Let's talk about some trades we did
Not in
this
a weird
offseason,
way.
boys. I missed you guys.
Yeah, I miss you guys too. I'll be back next week. See everybody at the party. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's been nice down here in Texas, so been loving it. It's been hot as hell though. It's been 100. It was 104 degrees here yesterday. Today it was like 95, but
Yeah.
Step away
Been
for
hot.
one moment.
104, no thank you.
yeah, I just don't step outside on those days. I'll just melt if I walk out there.
Yep.
Plus I have to go to work, obviously. But
Yeah.
let's
Very good
structure for the
barbecue.
draft here. Not for the draft, for the podcast. We're gonna be doing Talk about some trades quickly here. I don't want to talk about all of them, but we'll just kind of run through some interesting ones, and then we'll just kind of go over team needs, and then we'll do a mock draft. That's how it's gonna go. So it should be less than an hour here. We'll see how it goes.
Gotta bang this out.
All right. So some notable trades happened in the offseason. The first one, right from our newcomer here, Danny and Dylan, was the first one to kick off the offseason here down at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see, but we'll just kind of talk about
Make
it
it
here.
work. So Hawkinson was the one traded for a third and 2/4, which was absolute highway robbery, if you want my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, Hawkinson's coming off a big injury, and so I get like wanting to get rid of him and try to get some picks,
Yeah.
just to kind of get like more players, I guess, instead of just.
I've been tracking his injury status, and they're saying that he may miss up to the first like 7 weeks. So he's definitely going to be starting on the IR and miss the first 4 at least, and then
Yeah.
start practicing, open up his window.
That's not surprising. I mean,
Yeah.
Danny knew that when he traded him, he's not going to have him just kick off the year. Well, so and he got 3 picks in this draft. So and he's got while they're not high picks, and I have some I have some stats on our draft picks here in a little bit. But a third and 2/4, like at least you get some shots there to throw at the dartboard, and hopefully they hit. Hawkinson's a pretty
Fresh
good
meat on my team. I
Yeah,
don't need no
So,
bum with a blown
you know,
out knee.
definitely quality over quantity for Danny. So, this trade is the classic, just trade horny. Like let's swap first and shit, like whatever. That's Stephen Bryan there. I like this trade. This was a fair trade, I would say. Tank Dell, getting swapped to Hugo, and then Dylan got Jalen Waddle out of it. I think this added second for Hugo. Hugo won that. Like you could probably swap those guys pretty
Yeah.
evenly.
That's a pretty even swap. I love getting the second back, and I'm whenever I set my eyes on a star and they steal my heart like Tank Dell did last season, I'm coming to get them, boys. I will be offering you. Let's work a deal. When I want a player, I want a player. I wanted Tank Dell.
Yeah, and rightfully so. He's going to be a stud. Marty, what do you think about this trade here? This is another interesting one. I thought Steve personally won it with it by a landslide, but
Yeah.
About James Conner.
James Conner kind of scares me a little bit. I mean, obviously older for Steve, but I feel like he just never plays a full season. So I don't know. I wasn't really too excited about. I mean, I don't think anyone really like won or lost that trade. It just didn't get my juices flowing, I guess, compared to some of the other bigger trades that happened in the offseason.
yeah. And then Roshan Johnson getting. I think Dylan thought he was going to be the starter, and then they just signed DeAndre Swift not too long after that trade happened. So that kind of fucked him a little bit. So I thought that's why, like, maybe initially, like you thought it was a fair trade, but I thought after that Swift move, that just.
Yeah, that definitely killed his value.
Yeah, and I love Swift too, so it's I don't know. I have him in our other league, and he had a great season last year, so I think he's going to do just fine with the Bears.
I did this pick or this trade with Jorge, just to move up, just to get 201 or 202, I think is what it was ended up being. So wanted to just move a little further up in the draft. I got Stevenson from Hugo. Had to give up 2 seconds, but I got a third back, so I thought that was pretty fair.
That's a pretty fair trade.
He just signed a big contract with the Patriots, so.
Yeah, I just had some running back depth, and I didn't know the situation with him, if they were re-signing him or not. But yeah, congrats to him. He got a new contract, but getting the picks, I'll take that all day.
Yeah. Patriots offense is a big question mark right now, so hopefully Stevenson can get some fantasy value.
Yeah. And rightfully back home to Matt after I had him for what, like 2 seasons after trading for him off of you?
Yeah, I drafted him in the second, so I forget what year that was. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, but yeah, and then I saw the talent, and was like, oh, I regret moving him, and had to get him back. So, yeah. This was another. I was trying to trade horny in this window here, so I had quite a few trades. But in that week of from March 6th and the 12th. another just trying to move up in the draft. Just trying to get. I didn't have a lot of picks in this draft, so just or at least high picks. So at least I got the top 2 picks in the second round. I had to move Brian Robinson, and it's split backfield now. So I think he's still gonna have good value for Brennan. Brennan, that's his best running back now. So like, congrats to him for getting that, and still I
Yeah.
gave him 2 picks for it too. So
We all know Brendan needs him.
players.
Yeah.
I'm
hopefully,
more willing to do a trade like that with Brennan compared to like some of the more top heavy teams. I just want something, so now he's got a bit more picks. Maybe he competes a little better now.
Look at this monster swarm approaching us.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Look at
All right,
that.
Danny, what do you think about this one, dude?
We were,
Oh my goodness. That's
me and Hugo were together that night talking trade. We were probably
That is a
talking
famous
This is
for hours.
Danny's
Hugo,
worst nightmare trading
Hugo
while
drinking
drinking.
trade.
This is probably the biggest trade of the offseason,
No,
easily.
I
that is
still love this
wild.
trade
I
to
wish it
this
wasn't
day.
so small right now.
I love it so
Can't
much.
believe-
I know. I hate how small
Can I pull
is,
it up
too.
on mine? Am I able to do that or not?
Yeah, you can do it on your screen if you
A
want.
lot
share it,
was
if you wanna
moved
share it,
here,
see
boys.
better, but-
A lot was moved.
So I gave Hugo my second for 2024, my first for 2025, my second for 2025, my third for 2025, and Steve's 2024. But I got picked 104 in this draft. Dylan's second in 2026, and Jorge's second in this year, as long with a fourth too. But I really did the trade, and Mike Evans. I wanted Mike Evans just for another piece to help me maybe win a championship this year because he had a good season last year. And then really I wanted 104. I wanted one of the top 4 receivers in this draft, and whoever isn't Vince's guy is gonna end up being mine. So
all 4 of those guys.
and
are good
I'm
too,
trying
so.
to win this season or next year, and I just think this is the direction my team needed. So
Yeah, I think I like Mike Evans on your team, dude. I have all the confidence in him going into this year that he like has a similar season to last year. And if there's one thing you can count on Mike Evans, dude, it's 1,000 yards.
yeah.
He's
Pretty much
guaranteed for
this
that.
one. Yeah.
I think I got a pretty consistent flex. He's probably like my 4th or 5th best receiver now.
Yeah.
And honestly, if he has another 1,000 yards, maybe he's better than 4th or 5. But now I have a shot at whoever is going to be available in the top 4 pick too. So
Yep.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and I had nothing I only had 104 in this year's draft. Now I have 2 picks in the second, and I have a whole draft board next year. At 50-50 trade in my eyes to this day.
Yeah, that was a fair trade. That was exciting to see.
Yeah, you both got what
unfold.
you're looking for. I like that. Hugo knows I'm a man of picks, so I like what
That's
he
right,
got.
baby. That's some picks,
I do
baby.
like
I still have 3 seconds this year, so
You do,
I'm willing
yeah.
to trade those picks. And 104. The only person that's really going to probably try and trade that at this point is Steve, and his offers haven't been too great, so I'm probably keeping it. We'll see.
Yeah, Steve's been in my DMs quite a bit, but we just can't connect.
He's a
There's no
receiver.
connection.
He's a
He
flex.
is a very
A receiver or
trade-worthy
2.
man.
Yeah, so if you're selling, I guess hit up Steve. But
Yeah. Matt, how do you like Keenan Allen on your team?
I like it a lot. To get him for only 2/3, and I still get a 4th back. I thought that was a pretty fair deal.
Yeah, I like
I got
that
a
trade
guy that can
for
instantly
both of you
start.
guys too.
Um,
Vinny
think-
had too much depth on his team. Good problem to have.
yeah,
So he's like, yeah, I'll just drop my oldest guy.
that
the
division is going to
3rd
be nuts, dude.
this year and in 2026. So.
That might be one of the, if not the best division now, just with the Bears, Lions, Packers, and Vikings. They're all just, I don't know. They have a lot of good things going for them. Hopefully, I'm excited to see how the Bears do. They're a very young team now, but should be cool to see.
Yeah, I like this trade. I think it definitely bolstered my my depth and someone else I can start. And I need more receivers. So
Does Keenan Allen play more than 10 games, Matt?
yeah, he's been pretty healthy as of late. I know he missed a few games last year, but he's been. his earlier
Me
years,
and
he was
Sean
actually
have a
really
little bet going on that. Keenan Allen, if he plays over 10.5 games, I
He's gonna
think
win.
$50, something like that. And I took the over. Sean's like, oh, Keenan Allen's hurt all the time. And I'm like, nah,
He
dude.
got hurt last year. Was still number 8 receiver. So
Yeah, I'm like, he's
puts
been
up
pretty
numbers when he
healthy for
plays.
like the past 6 years, playing almost every game.
Yeah, and the good news too, like I mean, they still have DJ and they have a Dunze now, so it's not like Keenan Allen is like their only guy who's going to be getting the ball. So his workload isn't going to be that severe. So he probably plays more than 10.
Yeah, but he always had that happen for the Chargers too. Like he's had to compete with like Mike Williams quite a bit too. Like it's
Yeah, I'm just saying, like it's not like
he,
like
he
all
thrives
in on
with
Keenan
other
Allen. There's
talent.
other options, so it
Yeah.
might help his injury problems if you can even call them that.
And then this last trade here was just kind of nothing too exciting, but Hugo got a handcuff and Ty Chandler for Aaron Jones, and then I just wanted more tight end depth. Got a young tight end that is their starter. You know, Will Levis
Yeah.
if he turns
I'll
out
take
turns
a
on this
handcuff
year,
any day.
sure he gets involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing too crazy on that one. But yeah, I was pretty trade horny this offseason. I'm still open to making trades. I'm showing.
Yeah, that was a lot of trades going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do many trades, but when I do, dude, they're apparently massive because that's the only one I've had in like a year, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go
Almost.
to.
By far the biggest trade.
So far that Danny has seen. I mean, there's been a lot of big trades, but that's been
Oh yeah, well, I mean, starting this year, I would say, right? So
Yeah.
far.
But yeah, so we're gonna move on from the trade talk here. We're just gonna go right into just team needs really quickly for each team, what we think each team is probably looking for in this draft or in trade. So we got Brennan's team. I'm just went in order for what everyone placed last season. So we'll start with Brennan. But Danny, you got Brennan's team, so kick off the conversation here. Tell us what your thoughts are.
Yeah, just kick it off.
Oh, he needs running back help.
Oh yeah.
Even with the addition of Brian Robinson, it's an addition. It's a start, but I would say start with running back. His only secure spot would be quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
He doesn't-
think him
he doesn't
holding
really
on to
just pick a
Mahomes is like
position.
his saving grace.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
just really pick a position and throw a dart at the board.
Yeah, I think our running back is definitely his biggest glaring need. I mean, he's right now he's got. I mean, his best player is Robinson, obviously, but he's got Josh Kelly and fucking Damian Pierce right now. Is this two starters which aren't even starters?
I like Jalen Reed on his team a lot.
Yeah, he had some good players, some good young players that I think are going to emerge or have already slightly emerged.
Yeah,
I think
Goddard
Pierce-
The
Still-
saving grace, though, he does have a good amount of draft picks in this year's drafts, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his biggest.
if
strength
he
right now.
hits well on them,
He's
he
I hope
could.
the odds are in his favor for sure.
He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 9 picks in this draft, so he's really banking that this draft's going to help his team. So
Yeah. Roll it on over.
yeah. Chase Brown. I he has Chase Brown actually. I didn't even know it's the first running backs. He might actually have something there too. Chase Brown could be. I think he's gonna be in a committee, but who knows? Maybe he emerges. But yeah, I think Brian kind of needs help everywhere. Even like tight end, he's got Gerald Everett in there right now. Like he's got Goddard too, I guess. So that's
Yeah,
good.
Goddard.
Moving on from Brendan,
Running
he's
up.
not even going to see this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs a lot of help. We all know that he's the worst team. Came in last year. But we'll go on to number 2 here, which was Dylan. So kick us off. I think it was Hugo.
All right. Dylan, I know you're definitely going to watch this. You have what I have a respectable lineup. You got starters everywhere. And it's not the flashiest of lineups. No superstars in there, but on a solid week, I think Dylan this year is going to surprise a team or two. I still think you're going to miss the playoffs, unfortunately. Hawkinson, you need to get back healthy. I think the Bryce Young pick isn't too good, but you got Kyler too, so he should be fine quarterbacking for you this year. Running back depth is definitely important, and too bad, unfortunately, you don't have the draft picks to go get that stud running back. So you're definitely a team that needs to find them late in the drafts. With all the late round picks that you have, I mean, this year you have a fourth.
All of them. You got
and
2 of them.
And,
He's got
like,
2 picks in this draft.
Two picks in
That's
this
troubling.
draft. thanks for coming to the draft, Dylan.
I hope you're
Hopefully
coming
that's how
so
it's
much.
gonna work
I
out,
can totally
dude.
see if you don't come. Like that's probably
Yeah.
why. Like your
Yeah,
draft's
this
gonna
is
be
why,
all of like
dude.
5
Dude,
minutes.
Picks, yeah.
Draft day wiffle ball. He's got to. Got
Yeah.
to come.
So scroll
Yeah,
back
yeah,
up.
wiffle
Just for
ball.
that.
He's in our
So he
redraft
does
league
on
too. So I bet
the bench
if
real
he comes,
quick.
he's got that too. So
He
always value
doesn't
off the bench.
have too much depth, so depth's definitely a problem. So best of luck to you, Dylan. But I think you're gonna surprise a team or two, but unfortunately miss the playoffs this year.
Agreed. Well said. I don't have too much else to say. He's got some potential players that he could start, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of exciting
It's a
excitement from this year.
respectable lineup.
Yeah, it's respectable. He'll probably win a few games, but
He needs
Exactly.
a
making playoffs.
free agency hit too. And
Yeah. Free agency or
He's
late
active.
round.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's active. He knows. He watches college football. He'll find the guy.
Who do we got next? I think it was Steve. No, who came in 8th? Oh, was it Danny?
Marty. Oh yeah.
oh, whoa, dude! I made the playoffs. It's chill.
Just pulling out this team.
Just got eliminated immediately.
Oh yeah, it's Danny's team. So Marty, you're gonna kick us off here. Where the hell's Danny's team?
Oh, what's up, dude?
Oh,
Right
your
there.
team is pretty gay. That's Danny's team.
It is pretty gay.
Offensive,
But,
but yeah. So
But
go ahead, Marty,
accurate.
kick us
But
off.
accurate.
No, I mean, we've all kind of been talking about the team that Alex gave up, and obviously the one that Danny inherited. And we've talked a lot about how, Alex's team was on the rise, which is why it was a little bit surprising that he left. I think looking at this team, it's very young, and I think you have a lot of young players that are already pretty proven at this point that are going to be pretty successful on your team. So I think Alex did a good job getting Purdy from Matt. Purdy's going to be,
Yes.
I think he's going to be a starter for you. He's going to be pretty reliable. That offense is stacked. The whole Miami running back situation is good. Mostert had a great year last year, but I think it's pretty obvious that A-Chain is going to move into that starter role, and you have him. I'm honestly, I want A-Chain. At one point, I think you were saying that you were selling him, and I was like, that's a mistake. You should keep him because I'm pretty hot on him. But Olave, he's the receiver to own and for the Saints. McLaurin, new quarterback. Who knows? Hopefully it's a good thing for McLaurin. He can have a better year than he had last year. It was kind of slow. And then Rashad White and Pacheco. Pacheco, I'm pretty pumped. If I had him on my team, I'd be pretty pumped just because he's a stud for that team right now. When me and Matt went to Kansas City, there was a ton of Pacheco jerseys. I think everyone knows that he's got the talent.
Yeah, he's pretty popular there.
I guess when it comes to you, like I said, I think the strength of your team is you have a lot of pieces that you can build off of right now, and
Good young nucleus.
yeah, and to that point, I think you still have 2 first-round picks this year.
Mhm.
So just more opportunity there to get, young talent, which you already have. I think realistically, the downside with the team is besides the young players, Alex really was missing out on his depth. So, you have a lot of picks this year to kind of fill up on, more players that you need. And I think quarterback is pretty weak for you besides Purdy too. You have a lot of quarterbacks on your roster, but none of them are, none of them really draw that excitement that you want in a dynasty team, honestly, in my opinion. So I think with the picks that you have, you might not necessarily need to go, quarterback this year, but something that you want to think about in the longevity. And I think really it's just filling up more talent on your team. I think you have a lot of building blocks at this point, and it's really can you hit on a few more picks?
Yeah, he's got 8 picks this year. So
The only thing I want to add to Danny's team over here, is if you could go back to one Chris Olave. I'm just a Chris Olave stan. Hi, I'm Hugo. I'd like to introduce myself. I just wanted out there, so it's public knowledge. It's out there in the history books. He has better career numbers than Garrett Wilson. I just wanted that out there. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
wide
wonder who that
receiver,
was targeted
what was
towards.
that, 16 last year? So I think, I don't know. There was so much hype behind Olave that me personally, I have him in another league. I thought he was going to have a great season last year, but he was still, top 20 receiver last year. So
He is literally everyone's jerking off for Garrett Wilson, rightfully so. He's awesome. I love him. I've always said Olave was going to be the better receiver, and he has been up to this point. But Garrett Wilson has no more excuses after this year, especially if Aaron Rodgers plays. And Carson Olave's been doing it with freaking bums throwing to him too.
Yeah, honestly, if you were going to inherit a team, I think this is probably one of the teams
This is
that
really good team to inherit.
it's a team that you can inherit and make your own because there's just an opportunity to do so. So the door
Yeah,
is
I'd be
Yeah,
very
the
doors
starters
open
are
for
pretty
Dini.
much set. I can just fill the bench with what I draft. It's just unfortunate that the value of draft picks and previous ownership
Yeah,
was very
Yeah.
low,
They
But you
did not
also-
value draft picks.
which
not like,
I love that aspect of it. I like being able to be like, I watched that guy at
And-
Fresno State do something pretty cool and then drafted his ass. Look at me go, you know?
yeah.
Hell yeah. It's
Yeah,
very
that's-
rewarding.
Coolest part.
And realistically, you have a bunch of assets. So if you wanted to, sell things, you can do that with Alex's team that you're taking over. If no offense to Brennan, but if you were inheriting Brennan's team, I think that would be more of a challenge. But for you, I mean, like I said, I think the door's open to kind of make the team your own.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think making the playoffs, I think I mean, it's not out of the cards for your team. So
You're going to be right there. You're in the hunt.
We're just taking it week by week here. That's
Yep.
what we're doing.
that's right.
Yeah, I think you have a chance of making playoffs. I think this draft's going to be huge for you. So if you can hit on some of these firsts you have, then you'll be fine. You'll compete. But yeah, we'll keep it moving along here. Since we were talking about Garrett Wilson earlier, I think he was indirectly talking about Steve here. Yeah, Steve is the next
You
team
don't
up.
say.
But yeah, Steve is a good team. He's definitely got a team that's going to be able to compete. I think he's going to be kind of like right in the middle of the bunch here with a few of us. He has I like his running backs. He's got Gibbs and Robinson. Those are probably the two hottest, young running
He's got
backs
the
we
best
have right
running
now.
back
He's got the two
situation in
best.
the league, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. He's got Derrick Henry still, who's got the new deal with Baltimore. They're gonna run him to the ground. Dude. He's dying in Baltimore. Like that's, but
Dying on
this year
Steve's
I think
team.
he still has a really good year.
Yeah.
And this could be his last great year, but though, so like he's definitely like on his last legs. Garrett Wilson, obviously the talent's there. It's just he just had been a victim of the situation. So, Rodgers going down early last year kind of killed him. But he still finished 26, so not terrible. But both of his 2 first years, he's finished as a top 30 receiver. So,
Chris
he's exciting.
Olave's been top 20, I think.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he was
Both
16.
years. He was 16 this year. I think he finished higher in his rookie year, but I may be wrong on that. He's got
Huh.
DJ Moore. DJ Moore obviously had his best season last year. I don't think that's going to happen again this year, just because there's a lot more mouths to feed in that
More
offense
mouths to
now.
feed,
So,
yeah.
but definitely they just signed him to a big contract too recently, so they're obviously like going to feed him now, like they already were. It's just a matter of now he has to split time with Keenan Allen, and they just added Swift too, who can catch the ball. So,
Tuesday.
yeah, Doomsday just getting big pieces out in the draft for them. He's got Deontay Johnson's in an exciting situation this year as their one. Maybe not so exciting because of the quarterback throwing him. Hopefully Bryce Young can emerge, but I still think Deontay Johnson has like at least 1,000 yards a season with them. But I think he has to stay healthy. I think he has correct me if I'm wrong here, but he's missed a few games. Yeah, he missed a few games last year. Okay. Yeah, and then he's got a few older players too. He's got like DeAndre Hopkins and
At least 6
Derrick
weeks,
Henry
right, to
included
start
in
the
there,
year.
too.
Yep.
Hopkins is?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know
he's
that.
gonna miss the first little bit of the year.
Oof,
Oh, no,
that's
actually,
okay.
never mind. It's a
Good return week 1.
hamstring, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. It was sometime last week too, so he'll be
Yeah.
fine.
He's got Connor on his bench here that he can plug in if he stays healthy there, so that's good.
Thielen, dude.
Thielen, he had a pretty nasty year, surprisingly. He actually started off the year nasty, but he started to slow down. He still finishes his players here with 17, but that's not going to happen again this year with the addition of Johnson. Yeah, he's got like some players that are questionable. Like I don't know if Watson and Dotson are going to be, that great. Based on their situations. I think the Green Bay just found out that they have a bunch of good receivers now. So Wicks emerged at the end of last year. Dobbs is good. Like there's just a lot of mouths to feed in that
Reed.
offense. So
Yeah.
yeah, Reed even I think he had the highest finish out of the bunch. So, and then his tight ends are Kyle Pitts, this has got to be the year, right? That he like finally like breaks out. Like
He's running out of
if
excuses, dude.
yeah, if he doesn't, then that's pretty much it. I think I mean, probably still going to be a top 15 tight end, but as far as his being,
Just not
what
the
was he drafted?
bust,
Like, yeah, he was
bust
drafted
for
so
what we
high.
thought he would be, a top 3 dynasty tight end.
Yeah, Steve drafted him at the second overall in that year. So, yeah, he's still been startable for sure. Just like we need to see more. But yeah, no, Steve's got a good team. He's going to compete. He's got some quarterback depth too. Goff was awesome last year. Lawrence too, even though he kind of had a down year, he's still a top 13 quarterback. I feel like that's pretty consistent for what he's going to do in the future here. He's going to be a top 15 quarterback, I feel like. Levitt's, he's got some pieces. He could move a quarterback, I feel like. I mean, haven't been talks. I've been interested in Goff or Levitt's, but his prices are just a little too high for me. So, and then he's
got
very
Tank.
terrible for draft stock this year. He's got 1 first and a 5th, and I know he's been trying to get some picks from people and stuff, but it hasn't happened yet. Maybe it happens this week. Maybe on draft day, where people are the horniest. I could see Steve slipping in somewhere and
That
getting a deal done.
25 first rounder he has is going to be a terrible pick too.
Yeah, he goes.
Oh, you get serious? Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on Steve's team. Anyone else want to fill in there, or we want to move on to the next one?
Moving on.
All right,
Probably just move on.
we got. I think it's my team's next.
Yeah. Danny, what do you got to say about Matt?
I kind of like Matt's team. It's pretty solid all around. I would say maybe upgrade on tight end. I'm not really high on Evan Ingram, but
Number 2 tight end last year was Evan Ingram.
Just
Upgrade
throwing it
that.
out
I
there.
don't know. I don't know. Like I
PPR
said, I
machine
like
tight
his team. I don't know where I would go.
No, I agree though. I think I need a tight end. I'll be looking at tight end probably.
Maybe just another
this,
like
this draft late, but like I got Fant and
depth in it.
Okonkwo,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
keep going.
But I see Puka Nakua down there too, though. So that's very bright spot on Matt's team.
Yeah.
Oh
What did you
yeah,
get
I
Puka
love
for,
Puka. I'm high on
honestly?
him.
What'd you
First
say?
Puka straight up, right? Is that if I'm remembering that right?
No, that was I got Dowdle, who might be a starter this year, and Puka, and I traded Kenny Pickett and my first, which out.
Yeah, and I think
which
that's
Danny
I don't
has.
like to see that.
Yeah,
history.
from
Yeah.
Danny basically.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
Danny
that.
does not like to see that.
Danny, why would you make that
No.
trade? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it does say decon there.
Yeah.
Can I just say I regretted those trades? Can I have them back?
Crazy backsies.
Trade back to anyone?
Also, look where he drafted him, dude. Alex drafted him in the 4th round too, which is crazy. He was
Yeah,
the number
right.
4
Right when
receiver
I was
his
thinking of
rookie
picking
year.
him up,
That's
dude.
a stab in the dark right there.
And I
Well-
traded for him, and I think it was week 3. After week 3, I was like, or week 2, I was like, all right, this is it. I'm doing it. I this guy's the real deal, and he ended up being number 4. So I was happy about that deal.
Yeah.
Danny, what do you think about T. Higgins?
I
like
kind of
T.
don't like he left Cincinnati. I liked him and Jamar together.
Well, he's not going to be on the Bengals next year, but
That's what I said.
playing for
I
his
don't like he
contract this
left.
year.
What'd you say?
He's playing for a contract this year, so I like T. Higgins for you on your team this year, Matt.
Yeah, me too. Contract years are typically where players are gonna pop.
Yeah. Hopefully Joe Burrow can stay healthy, dude. I mean,
Yeah, that's the biggest issue with them. Him and Chase.
once freaking Joe Burrow went down, T. Higgins and Jamar, I definitely took a big step back. So, although he's got the fresh new haircut, and I think he's ready to go. So hopefully Joe Burrow has a MVP run season.
Would be nice.
Zeke might be a sneaky good player on your team this year too now, Matt, because I think he is the RB1 now for Dallas.
It's gonna be a committee probably. Him and Dowdle are the 2 top dogs right now, based on everything they're saying in the camp.
Yeah.
But he is projected to get like 15 points in week 1, so I don't know. Obviously, it's projections, but who knows? The sleepers thinks he's gonna do well.
Still can't
He's
believe how bad what's
Someone I
his
can
face
start at
did
least.
for the Cowboys.
But yeah, I think I have some good depth too. I have Hollywood down here too. Mike Williams hopefully gets fucking healthy. Palmer could be 1 or 2 receiver there. Wandell should be the 2, but who knows what's gonna happen there.
Yeah, I think
What,
honestly,
what's your thoughts on Wandale, Matt?
I'm not like excited for him necessarily, but he is then listed 2 on the depth chart, so like I'm hoping, the addition of Malik Neighbors, maybe they get you know,
We'll see.
he gets better. We'll see. Who knows? Yeah, I'm just Slayton below him. I'm not too excited about Slayton, so I think he's definitely at least the second best receiver on their team. So it's just Daniel Jones is not consistent. So
Yeah, he blows.
yeah. But I got picks this year too, so I probably end up taking not a tight end, a receiver with one of these first 2 picks at least, and probably just throw darts at players I'm interested in for the later picks. I may look at quarterback depending on who's there at 201 or 202. But yeah.
No, I think just last points. I would just say I think your starting lineup is very good. As long as your team stays healthy. I know Debo Samuel, he has had some difficulty with staying healthy, but if he is healthy, he's a stud. And I guess we already talked about Keenan Allen, but I think you probably just need a little more depth for your team too, Matt, and then you'll be right there with the best of them.
Yeah, I think you'll be
Ford-
fighting for a playoff spot, Matt. Well, you're in the playoff hunt.
I think he'll make the playoffs.
5-6 seed for sure.
Hollywood, I'm a little nervous for the Kansas City receivers right now. I feel like it's going to be hard to pinpoint who is going to be the best one, but Hollywood has a chance to be that. So I don't know.
I think I compete this year. I think I make playoffs for sure. I
Yeah.
think so too.
Well,
Yeah, I think you do
I think
too.
I'll have a top 4 finish at best. So, yeah, we'll move on here. Let's go
Yeah.
to who's 6 here. I think
it's me, right?
You,
Or no?
Marty, yeah. Where are you?
Yeah, Marty.
Yeah, Hugo, you got Marty's team to kick us off here.
Yeah, Marty. Obviously last year your team came to your season really came to a screeching halt when I think you lost every single quarterback on your team.
Yep. Yeah.
So we were just talking about Joe Burrow being hurt, Aaron Rodgers
All of
on the 4th, freaking Anthony Richardson you lost after 4 games. Just brutal season for you at quarterback. On a high note, you don't need a
Starting
quarterback.
DeVito at one point, dude, in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, dude, DeVito in the playoffs.
The
But,
Italian stallion himself.
On a good note, you don't need a quarterback though. It just was the shittiest of all lucks.
Yeah.
I think your running back situation is good. Barkley and Ken Walker and Brees Hall, it's like really good. I know Eckler's a starter for you right now, but I don't know if he will be during the season because Mike Evans is probably going to slide in your lineup because I see him on your bench up there. So I'm just a big set your lineup even in the offseason guy. That's why I knew that Mike Evans was down on your bench before Matt even scrolled down there. I keep an eye on everyone's team. But Marty, back to you. I think you're a solid team. You're gonna do really well if we go back up to the starters, Matt.
Yep.
Brees Hall is gonna be a beast this year, dude. I know you would just love to take care of like one extra flex spot on your team and solidify that. But definitely your biggest need, if I was to say something, is you need youth at receiver position. You guys are getting up there. So starting to turn that over is definitely going to be pretty important for you, I would say. Because I think if your starters stay healthy, all year you're going to be right there. Like Matt said, I see a top 4 finish in your future at best. And pick 104 is going to help you out this year too, going in into the year. So I like your draft picks this year. You got 4 picks in the top 2 rounds. So it's something to be excited about.
Yeah, a lot of draft stock this year. Yeah, Marty will be a playoff team, no doubt. He's got a lot of picks too, so he's just gonna keep adding more depth, so it's good. I think this could be an exciting year for Drake London too. I think this might be the year he finally emerges. He hasn't finished top 30 once in his first 2 years, so I think that's gonna change this year.
Yeah, I'd be very excited. I know Marty is very excited for him. Same with McBride. This is
He kind of went
this
under
is
the
your
radar last
future
year.
tight end here.
Yeah.
Had him for a long time now, and then all of a sudden, I mean, he's been behind
Yeah, for 2 years.
Ertz for a long time, and
2 years.
the Cardinals were kind of sticking to Ertz, so now
Yeah,
he
not
is
bad for a third.
the best tight end. So
Yeah, you drafted him in the 3rd round, so that's pretty good. He's finished tight end 7th last year. And then I don't know why the fuck you have 5 defenses, dude. What the hell
Yeah.
you doing?
I was just looking at that.
they're
You
gonna
have
get dropped when I do my draft.
Oh,
Yeah, I
defenses.
expect a lot of drops this week,
Why
but
the
we'll
hell
get
you
to
even
that
land his
later.
defense?
They're 22% owned, dude. I'm just kidding. And no, they'll be probably dropped. I have to make room for my new players. So
Yeah, I think these guys will all probably get dropped too. Maybe
Oh,
not.
not Musgrave.
but not Musgrave, but these 2 will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got ticks to fill those in, so you'll be fine. But yeah, we'll go to the next team here, which I think was Hugo.
All right, who's talking about? Be
It's
me.
Hugo, it's
Be,
Marty,
be,
so-
be nice to me.
Let me pull up Hugo's
Yeah, I
team
think.
here.
I mean, just right off the top, I think I'll just say that Hugo is going to be a playoff team. I think just looking at, I mean, your roster is, you're not going to have a problem filling spots because your team is just very well set up to, even if you get 2 or 3 injuries and, have a rough season when it comes to injuries, you still have players that you can lean on to be plugged into your lineup.
I see 3 glaring holes. It's quarterback, receiver, and the defense.
Yeah, I think to be fair,
All Eagles, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Good one, Danny.
but yeah, no, I think
Too many Eagles.
Too many Eagles. Get
I
the
think
birds out of
obviously-
here.
What a homer.
you have Jalen at a quarterback, and you have Herbert. I think maybe
Jalen's a
you're-
fantasy monster, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think.
Number
I
2.
guess you're not really in a rush for a quarterback, but I could maybe see you drafting like a late quarterback pick if there's a good one available. But yeah, I think I mean, like, not going too crazy or anything like that. You have a pretty young bench too, so hopefully Javonte. I know he had an off season last year. Hopefully he can come back this year and be all right. Pollard, I'd be worried if I own Pollard though. I think I saw a stat was like he had 16 carries in the red zone or something like that last season and had at one point just like 0 touchdowns to show for it. So it was an off and kind of a scary season for him there. But I think fantasy wise, I mean, he still finished as the RB14. So, I mean, obviously he's got a new home for the Titans, but he just made me nervous last year if I had him. But
He's
No.
a plug and play guy in
Yeah.
case, like what you're saying, I get hurt.
But to your
totally
point,
okay.
you're it's not like you really need to lean on, like, if one of your players starts having an off season, you have another option out there on your roster there.
Yep.
I think losing Rashi Rice was kind of a big kick to the dick right now. Hopefully the suspension isn't too severe, but who knows
He's
how
such a
hard,
stud, dude.
yeah, who knows how hard the NFL is going to be on his punishment.
I'm expecting 8 games.
Yeah, hopefully it's not like a season, like they don't kick him out for the whole season or something like that. You're probably right. It's probably between like 6 to like 8 games or something like that. Hopefully maybe less, but which it just kind of sucks because I think if he was starting the year, I think he's gonna in for a very good season too. So I'm excited for your team. I think you got I don't know if it's a championship team, just looking at the top teams in the draft. Like Vince and Jorge, I think those teams you really need you need a lot of superstars at this point to beat them. So I think you'll have no problem making the playoffs. It's just a matter of can you get some of these players to be that superstar talent to compete with the best?
I'm here to compete, baby.
Yeah, maybe Tank Dell. I know you're hot on Tank Dell, but I think Cooper Kupp now. I mean, I don't know. I think you have so many good pieces to the puzzle here. I think you're just missing 1 or 2 superstars and you'll be with the best of them.
And I'm missing, self-admitted, dude, my biggest glaring need. I need that superstar running back.
Yeah.
I need it. I'm starving for it, dude. I'm not afraid to fucking pay for it either, boys. Literally, you want a first? Why not have 2? Come and get them. Fucking give me your superstar running backs.
Can you go down to the draft, Matt, just real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, no first. So I mean, you have a first. It's just like I said. I think you're just missing that superstar. So if maybe you can somehow make a trade to make that happen, I think you'll have a run for a championship. Right now, it might be a little tough, but I don't think you're that far off.
Yeah,
Danny,
I
what do you
appreciate
think?
all that.
Oh, I'm just waiting for you to be in my DM, so I keep looking down on my phone.
Hugo's got. I mean,
I can
Danny's
feel
got a
your
lot of
boner from
good
all the
running
way
backs.
up the road.
Hey, I might knock on your door tonight, Danny.
Yeah, it's not going to be your hand.
Let's just say I'll bring over some milk and cookies.
Oh, dude, you gotta bring Oreos for Danny. That's the key to his heart.
Yeah, he needs some lines.
That might be
Oreo
worse than
lines.
drinking and
Oreo lines.
trading.
Matt, any closing
That
statements on
might
my
be
team?
real vulnerable.
No, I pretty much agree with most of what Marty said. I think you are. I mean, you have Jalen Hurts. He's a superstar. Like,
Yeah. No, I
but
think
like
he,
for other talent though, like I think you're, yeah, like Kyron. Maybe he ends up being a superstar. He had a nasty year for his first full year or so, and he was hurt a little bit. So, Ayuk, who knows what's gonna happen with him? Hopefully,
I have no
we can
idea
figure
what
out
to
soon,
think
but-
about Ayuk, boys. I was excited for Patriots fans that he was coming, dude. I'm like, finally they're stepping up and paying for a guy. And it did suck when Ayuk said no. If freaking Ayuk did end up on the Patriots, I guarantee you he would be sitting on Coco's team right now.
Yeah, I was disappointed we couldn't get a deal down there. It just sounds like we're not willing to pay, and it sounds like the Pats are dedicated to their young receivers that they just picked up. So, if we're saving money and getting somebody else later, I'd be happy about that. But yeah, no, I think you're definitely a playoff team. I would say top 4 or 5 team. So yeah, but Marty
Yeah,
covered
boys.
it all pretty well. We got the next team here, which was I think Vince, right?
Vincenzo.
I think I have Vince's team.
Yeah, that's you,
when
Matt.
I mean you're missing superstars, not really missing like a lot of them, but when you look at like Vincent and Jorge's team, they have a good amount of them. So
Yeah.
it's
I know I'm missing that
Vince
one
has a
stud
lot.
RB, but
It's
Vinny
very
has him.
frustrating to look at.
Yeah, this sucks looking at Vinny's team, dude. It really fucking does.
I
Sean's over here just smirking, like, so this is what you guys fucking hate about yourselves, huh? Staring at Vinny's fantasy team in this league, and I'm like, yes.
yeah, I mean Vince doesn't really have too many needs. He obviously has superstars everywhere. Jackson, CD, Amon-Ra. Yeah, Devontae's kind of coming. He's slowing down, but he was a superstar. Nico Collins probably could end up being a superstar here, but and then Jordan Love had a top 5 finish last year, so he's just got depth everywhere. He's still has depth. He has Dak Prescott on his bench, so someone needs a quarterback. I bet he would listen. I think his biggest need is his running back still. I'm not very excited about his running back situation at all. He's got I think he's some of the weakest running backs. If we're looking at like big picture here, Kamara is probably on his last year. Cook had a pretty good year last year. Hopefully that happens again. But even still,
Can you go to the trade that Vinny gave up to get James Cook?
Yeah, it's
Because looking back at it,
dude, that was so gross. Dude.
it fucking sucks what you did here again, Danny.
Yeah,
It really does, dude.
Previous ownership,
Fuck you,
dude.
Danny.
Huh?
Yeah, that was a bad trade. I mean, Alex got 2 firsts out of it, but like he gave up 2 players that you could probably trade a first for.
Insane. He got 2
and he gave
stars
2
and 2
seconds.
seconds. Insane, dude.
Yeah.
This trade isn't talked about enough. That's why I asked you to bring it up. This one
Yeah.
really fucking set Vinny up real good.
Where is this? How do you see this on? It's too small on your side.
If you click on the player
I
It's
hate
itself,
that
Nico
this is such a
Collins
small
and
screen.
James
Oh,
Cook
okay,
in 2
yeah.
seconds for Zach Moss, John Ross,
and
and 2
Nico.
firsts.
well, first
Yeah,
of
dude.
Oh,
just to
my
talk about this a little
Or
bit
Zay
further,
Jones.
because I know you're super excited
Disgusting.
about Tank Dell, Hugo. I'd be pretty excited to have Nico Collins, dude. He had a
Did
great
Alex
year
not
last
have
year,
like a
too, so,
confidant, like anyone he could like bounce anything off of? Like,
He just did it, dude. When he wanted to get a
I
deal done, he just
offered.
did
I
it.
offered. Trust me.
oh my god!
At one point in the year last year, I asked Vince if he was willing to trade Nico, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but he knew he had something special, and he wasn't willing to really get rid of him. So
Yeah. Shout out me for drafting him and seeing his talent in the 5th round, I think, of a draft a couple years ago.
Yeah. It's just hard to look at this. It's hard to talk about it. He has Zach Moss.
Do you want to
He
talk
had,
about his pick situation?
yeah.
Does it get
I'm not
any
scrolling
better?
down there. I'm not scrolling down there. I'm staying away from that. We know
And,
what that's all about. We all
yeah.
know what he has. It's
Matt, I just
fuck
want to
that.
get ahead of it. You don't need to scroll down to the picks. You don't need
Good
to
for
do
you-
that.
good
Just
for you,
go back up the
Vince.
screen, please.
We'll just talk a little more about his
Crafty
bench
fuck.
Yeah,
here.
Smith and Jigba on his team's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's got some players that are just like droppable too, like Perrine, Hall.
I think-
He's trying to trade.
I mean, I'm a Lockett owner, and
and
I think Lockett gets phased out this year. And
Darius Tony.
Yeah,
Like
he's
he's definitely got holes to fill.
Time.
And then he obviously has the 3 first this year, so he's definitely gonna just instantly fix that issue.
With 3 instant stars.
Yeah, just
do I dare say blessing in disguise that there's not like a Bijan Robinson or something like that in the draft this year though?
We
Because-
are so lucky. The league
because-
is so lucky there's no running back at the top of the draft, dude.
I mean, he is going to get 3 nasty receivers, and I know receivers are what you really want. You know, that's what your bread and butter is in Dynasty. But if Bijan was available this year and Vince added that kind of player to his roster, maybe that. I mean,
Real quick
Control
before we
Bill.
move on from Vinny's team, I just wanted to look you in the eyes, Vinny. I know you're looking at me right now because you're gonna watch this. If I play you week 1 in fantasy and you fucking start Lamar and you're a coward and don't start fucking love against me with Jalen Hurts, I'm gonna be pissed at you. You got to start Jordan Love against me week 1 against Jalen Hurts, just like in the real NFL.
He's gonna drop a 40 bomb on you week 1, dude. With
yeah,
Jackson.
what you wish for, dude. He just got the boat, dude.
Yeah, he got a
Win.
lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
Except
Vince is probably the favorite to win it this year again. I mean, he's at least top 2, so
Yeah, Vin,
as much as painful as it is to say,
it's gonna be tough.
is
That's
even
what I'm saying. As much as
that draft
Hugo's
picks
team is
that he
good,
has.
that gap between the best and like the other people in the league it's pretty significant.
Oh yeah, after 5 or 6 years, that's what happens in Dynasty, which is that's just
yeah.
what happens. But there are ways to fix that if we would need to, like if it gets really out of hand. But it's also something people are probably going to be against. We just reduce the amount of keepers basically 1 year, and then just put it back up the next year. I don't know if it'll come to that.
Probably not.
Just an idea. But yeah, let's move on to Brian's team. I think Danny, you and Brian, if you want to kick us off here.
Yeah. Alexa, what is Brian's needs?
Yeah. Do you have chat GBT ready to go? dude?
She
Plug this
told me it
roster
was
in?
quarterback. I think little Joe Flacco needs to go. Is there anyone high on Mac Jones? Has anyone ever been
Yeah.
high on Mac Jones?
Sheesh.
Yeah, dude, look where he drafted him. Top of the 2nd of that year. He like
Ah.
overdrafted him.
What a waste of a
I mean,
pick.
coming out, you never know. I mean,
Yeah, but he was
Forever a
wasn't even
backup
projected
now.
but yeah.
Trader, dude. I just realized his fucking team.
He has cousins.
I
and
like-
Jones,
Yeah.
but-
I like his. I mean, I like his receiver situation.
Oh my god, dude. He just has so many iffy quarterbacks on the roster, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like his only.
Boys, let's just say it for what it is. This is
He
an
does have
old team.
several. Well, actually, only 4 picks, but
It's an old team.
Yeah, he's got 4 picks.
if he's
this year.
risky and takes Williams, you know,
He could be the one. honestly.
first,
Well, if
who
he falls to
knows?
him at 109, maybe.
there are a few quarterbacks that I feel like that have also gone under the radar that you can probably get in the 3rd or 4th or what have you, that are in a good situation.
Maybe Penix.
Not starting, but in a good situation for sure. Unless the same debacle happens last year, then he'll start on the 5th play of the game.
You can just drop Juju, dude. He's an absolute bum.
Yeah, you can drop Juju. I think it's about fucking time.
Yeah, dude, this is a sad situation. Just in general, as
Should
a
have
Pats
paid
fan.
Jacoby, bro.
He was our startup, dude. He was Alex's 2nd pick, and look at how far he's fallen.
Yeah.
It's just like a Michael Thomas situation almost. Not as bad, but or not.
I mean, his best
My
years were with AB.
Yeah, 2nd year. That was when he came off of his That was 2018 season where everyone thought he was going to be like a superstar. He just fell.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we can talk about his starting lineup here. I mean, Joe Mixon, new home. Hopefully that I mean that offense is nasty, so hopefully he can reap some benefit there.
You know what I hate about Coco's team, dude? That no matter
That Joe
how
Flacco is his starting quarterback.
that too, he's a quarterback, and Caleb Williams is gonna fall to him, which sucks. But dude, no matter how the offseason goes, it always works
Oh,
out
he's
in his favor,
McCaffrey. I
dude.
didn't see him
Always
down
works out
there.
in his favor. Like Ridley contract extension, Tyreek Hill contract extension, Travis Kelce contract extension this year. Gus Edwards, RB1 possibly in LA.
Dude can't stay healthy, dude. I mean,
I
when's the
mean,
last time he played a full season?
Joe Mixon, new running
Last
back,
year?
new face, maybe, but still, like he's set up. It's like a
Oh,
good
yeah, I guess
situation, and his situation
still.
improves. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'd like it known, Coco. I'm trying to buy your old players off of you for like a little cheap. Like, get back to me, dude.
What is the concern level with Montgomery? Lil Davy.
Lil Davy, dude, the best nickname in the league.
Yeah.
I think he's still someone he can start. That's still
yeah.
going to be a committee. He hit 1,000 yards last year. They gave him the ball almost 220
Low
times.
key, he's still got like life and treading the tires. I think he'll be a good RB for this year coming up and next year too.
Especially splitting the workload. It's not like he has to bear all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With his
especially
run
healthy.
Him and
style
Gibbs
and
do a good job
yeah.
about splitting that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
He's
definitely
got
is.
McCaffrey down there tucked away
Yep.
hidden.
Yep, number one.
Yeah,
Well,
I
he's
think
got a calf injury, I guess, in camp already. So that's been
He's had a calf
calf
injury
strain.
since fucking Stanford.
yeah, legit.
So,
Yeah, he seems like he gets hurt quite often. So
yeah, I feel like Brian needs to start like building up the bench now at this point. He's got the I mean, what's he got? What's he have for a draft this year?
I love his nickname for Schuster, Mr. TikTok. That's great.
legit all he's good at now.
Yeah.
First, second, fourth, and fifth. He has all of his own picks, just aside from his third.
I
Yeah.
hope Kirk does well in Atlanta. He at least has a quarterback for a bit or
Honestly, I feel like
draft.
I don't know how, well, yeah, next year he's actually pretty loaded up. But
He's got 3 first. He's got the Vinny situation next year.
yeah.
Yeah, he does have the Vinny
Well,
situation.
technically
next
he's
year.
got Brennan's
Does
pick,
he?
so that's probably the
Probably
first
one.
pick of the draft too.
Yep.
Oh, look at he
Yeah.
has my pick.
There's at least one top
I was
2
waiting for you to
pick.
see that.
Fuck
That
him.
the one of those picks, Brendan's pick is top 2 next year.
Yeah.
When do like the new picks come out? When do I get to see like my
After
own
the
list
draft.
of my
After the
new
draft,
picks?
immediately the
Ah,
2027 picks are on their board.
I think Brian
I'm gonna tug it just to that site just to see all the
Just to
new
see first.
picks. Ah.
I think Brian has a chance to make the playoffs this year. If he doesn't make the playoffs, I think he maybe wants to sell one of the older guys. Maybe it might not need to sell all of them, but maybe just sell one of them and try and get a little bit younger.
Yeah, I think he honestly is. He can make playoffs. I think this is a year finally that
I
he's.
think his
probably
window's
gonna-
closing.
This
though.
is
Feels
definitely
better.
his last season.
This is basically he's going all in now. If you're not going all in now, then you gotta, I don't know,
Should
maybe
rebuild
try and
next
build
year.
up next draft.
Yeah.
Maybe try and get a
Because
little.
like, how long is Kelsey gonna have a good value? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
At least 1 or
He's
2 more
34.
years.
Kelsey, yeah.
I mean, he's still
It's
like
tough
look
though.
at all
His
his
brother
number 1
just
finishes,
retired.
dude. He's
Maybe he retire. His
nasty.
plan is to retire soon too. I don't know. You just never know.
He's
Whatever.
Kelsey signed for an extra year, so he's this year and next year he's under contract.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's been carried by this 3-headed monster: Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, and McCaffrey. Dude. Those
Yeah,
are 3 of the best
literally,
players in all
that's
those
been his
positions.
team the entire
Yeah.
last 3 seasons, 4 seasons.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
I mean, it's really
that's been
all you
carrying him.
need.
yeah,
That's all
for
you
real.
need, dude.
Right?
Those
Yeah.
guys can get like
Crazy.
120 points altogether just
Well, McCaffrey
themselves.
can put up enough points to cover like 2 positions, basically 2 slots
Yeah.
in the roster.
I still can't believe he ended up in San Fran.
I think
Yeah.
didn't he go
that
all the way up
offense is
until like
wild.
week 12 with a touchdown or something like that? Something absurd, like every week up until like week 12 or something
Yeah,
like
it was like 15 straight weeks with a touchdown.
that. Yeah,
That's
you
absurd.
can't get more consistent than that.
All right, we'll move on here. We got Jorge's team, the champ himself. He's got his trophy now too and everything. He's I know he's pumped. So, who's talking about his team to kick us off?
That's
Tim?
me. I hate to say it, but this is unfortunately the gold standard. This season, Josh Allen was fucking awesome last year. Quarterback number one, I think, in fantasy. He was freaking the best there was, number one overall player. Literally carried Jorge to a championship. So
Look
good
how
for him. He
consistent.
played every game.
409, 409, 410 last 3 years. He's the best player in fantasy.
Yeah. So he's fucking awesome. Must be nice. ETN, he had a great year. Jorge, literally, congrats, dude. You just had contributions from everyone on your team last year at the perfect time. His situation improves by having Zamir White. That low key, him acquiring Zamir White, drafting him, I think. No, it was a trade, right?
Yeah, he traded his
Yeah, with
first.
Steve. What a
So,
trade.
which ended up
This
being
is
110, and he got
yeah,
Cooper and Zamir White. So that ended up being a pretty good trade for him, I think.
great trade for him. Steve would kill for that trade back right now. Yet another trade back, see. But Jefferson and Pittman, solid receivers. Obviously, Jefferson top, Jamar Chase the top. Pickens is gonna have a big year. And he got Laporta, dude, last year in the draft. So
Huge.
just huge hit
Number
immediately.
one tight end last year in his rookie year.
Yeah, as a
Crazy.
rookie, fucking awesome. Jorge's just another flex away from repeating. He really is. So he'll need more help in his depth. Not that he has the worst depth in the league once we get down to his bench. Having Josh Jacobs down there, I guess he has a full lineup if once he inserts him there. But
RJ too.
he
Gets
just
to plug
needs
in
to
there.
refuel his depth. But because if there's an injury on Jorge's team, then he is in trouble. That's the thing.
He was
So
pretty
What
healthy
happens when
last
you
year,
lose
so-
4 quarterbacks, Jorge? What are you gonna do?
Jorge didn't lose a single one. So definitely Jorge was blessed with health last year. And we found out that's what it takes to win.
Yeah, that's exactly what it takes. And having Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase is pretty nice if they're all healthy and at their best.
Yeah, he had a winning season, even though
And having your rookie
didn't
tight end
have a
become the
Yeah.
number one
season.
tight end. That's
Yeah,
also
he's
kind of nice.
got a four-headed monster there now. Even Etienne has had a great year last year, number 3 running back. So like he's just his starters are probably the best in the league, honestly.
Pickens too,
Yeah.
kind of looking up. Fucking
This is the
quarterbacks that
gold
play.
standard, boys.
Maybe.
Of a lineup. This is the best
I
lineup
think Pickens
in
has a
our
good
league.
year. He's gonna be the one.
Yeah,
So.
an upgrade from Kenny Pickett at least. I would
Yeah, Russell Wilson
Yeah,
and Fields. So
maybe.
like at least one of those guys is gonna be throwing to him. So they're both serviceable. And he has Fields too. So like I don't know how long what Wilson will
Yeah,
stay
he
starter,
needs a
but I think
backup
Fields
quarterback. That's
replace
like
him.
his one need.
Yeah, that's definitely
Got a late second, so
he
I
doesn't,
think
he doesn't have a first,
Yeah,
so yeah, he's gonna
no
have
second.
to.
He'll
probably take
draft
a
like Drake
quarterback
May
there.
if he doesn't get past Coco.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
McCarthy or
Coco's
someone.
drafted in first round, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So there's quarterbacks you can take in this draft. Then yeah, just kind of fill in his bench. I feel like he needs like Darren Waller's retired. Like he needs maybe some tight end help now. He's got Hunter Henry at least that he can plug in if he needs to. But if well, obviously it's Laporta, but you at least want another guy you can probably start. So somebody drafts a tight end late.
some fluff behind it.
Yeah. But yeah, well, that kind of wraps up what we're talking about for team needs. Though I think
Recap of the year.
Yep. We'll just go right into the mock draft now. We're gonna just do the first 20 picks and then that'll wrap up the podcast here. So let's see.
I love draft season, boys. It's the absolute best.
Best time of year, dude. Best day of the year. Better than Christmas.
It is better than Christmas draft day. Oh,
No, week 1, bro.
my plums.
Let's see. Don't look at all my drafts I've done.
Whoa, dude. Whoa. How many drafts, dude?
How do we? When you did it for your podcast, is this how you did it, or did you?
Yeah, this is how I did it. Just literally hit start draft. You have to change the setting to draft settings. Take auto pick off that you're gonna do it. So PPR, do 10 teams. Yeah. Per pick, all. Rookies
Linear.
only, really. Do rookies only instead of all. Down in the middle. Yep. All right, update. All right, send
There
it.
you go.
Good to go.
Wait, why is it? Hold on. It should be. It should have our team, our owners though. That's what I'm confused by. I clicked the wrong thing. I think.
This is just a mock, so you can start. You
Think we're in
didn't
the wrong
change it for
league.
the league.
There we go. There we go. I think now it's right.
Yeah.
Now you gotta change the settings again.
Now you do the change of settings again. This is great podcasting, folks.
Well, I mean, we could probably just jump into
Draft settings.
Vince's picks. We
Yeah,
we have a pretty good idea of what he's
Vinny, you're
gonna draft.
taking the top 3 receivers in this year's draft. Don't even freaking joke anyone else anymore. Again, I'm just happy that you don't get a top running back this year, which you're like, oh, boo me, you guys hate me. I'm like, yeah, we do hate you and your team. It's all in good fun to hate you. Love you. Mwah.
All right, hold on a sec. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Stop sharing.